ticker symbol VIRI reported a Q2 net loss of 8 cents per diluted share compared with a loss of 44 cents per share a year earlier. One of the two analysts polled by Capital IQ expected a loss of 9 cents per share. As expected, no revenue was reported for the quarter ended June 30th. Let's see what that means for price action the next session, team. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a VIRI technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Thursday. That's actually my little boy right next to me making all kinds of ruckus. My apologies, team. I got super scared right now. But before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team. So yes, we are looking at VIRI here on a 12-hour chart where we're seeing just this massive capitulation happening, right, team? So we were able to see a potential area to where this can be this price movement can be stopped by taking a trend line from the top side to the bottom side of this rising wedge, which we already knew was bearish, right? But we weren't expecting a breakdown just yet. So that psychological target was telling us that we would face a drawdown all the way to about $1.04. Of course, the price action ended up dropping down to that 90-cent zone, where in the live session today, I said paper trading simulators out, right? This would be the entry in case you are long, ticker symbol VIRI. And yeah, you know what? This thing at one point reached that one spot 618 where we actually got a huge resistance. And that was also something that I did mention, saying that out of fear that of further loss here, that the ticker symbol VIRI may sell off from these upside targets. Okay, so in fact that did happen, and I feel absolutely terrible. This is a terrible day for a lot of the bulls here, right, team? So what I can say is that there are several areas that have been supported pretty nicely. Okay, so in regards to the price action, if we can just kind of, tune back over here in a macro perspective, this is still in essence just a higher low, right? So we're talking about this asset being at 26 cents when I started talking about it, right? Now this thing is still above $1, right? So that's pretty large. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the next chart, because this is the chart where I'm talking about of an interesting support grab. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a look at this right here. Let me get rid of the moving averages. There we go. So yeah, please take a note right here that this is the 3-day Gaussian band, and you can see that we actually dropped all the way down. That 90-cent zone just happened to be perfectly aligned with the mean band of the Gaussian channel, right? So I can see here that we did break out of this. We broke out of the mean band and came back and validated it perfectly, right? We broke out of the top band, we came validated, and then continued onwards and upwards. Then we validated a couple times again, bounced to the upside again. This here, I get it, right? This was regarding just an overreaction in the markets. To be perfectly honest, I'm not exactly sure why it would capitulate that hard. But this area here marks a very interesting support grab, and it is very confluent with the SMA 50 as well. Okay, team, so that is essentially what I'm looking at here, and this bounce to the upside faced resistance not only because we were facing the 125, 126 top of the Gaussian band top, but also because the EMA 55 is located right at 143. So that is naturally why we faced that sell-off, coming back down from a major moving average in a larger time frame. Right, so let's go ahead and move on and see what else we have in store for the ticker. Okay, team. So you know what? I want to take a look at the RSI and see what that has in store for us. Bless you, buddy. Bless you, buddy. Yeah, my little guy over here, he may chime in, so don't mind him. Okay, he's just a co-host here for ARCa Bulls tonight. Right? He's just playing with cables over there. Okay, immediate short-term time frame, 30 minutes, suggesting a bounce from that SMA 14. Right, it's in the gravitational zone, and it is suggesting a continuation to the upside, but it appears to be limited. Okay, the reason why I'm saying it's limited is because right over here on the bi-hourly time frame, you can see that there is a resistance coming on from that SMA 14. If we are able to combat that upside, it would be solely because we are approaching the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile. Okay, so if we are able to get that, if we are able to get that, the gravitational zone here, then we may very well succeed upside of the SMA 14. The RSI signal represented by the cyan line, and you have the SMA 14 represented by the pink. Okay, so that is essentially what I'm looking at here. All right, team. So if we are able to continue now on the analysis, it looks like we are kind of flooring here on that 4-hour time frame. I'm not saying that that is the end of the downside. I'm just telling you that it is indicative of a potential floor, considering its present curvature, right? So now, forward looking here into the daily time frame, the daily time frame is still suggesting a continuation to the downside. The bi-daily time frame is also suggesting a downside continuation. And now moving up to the bi-weekly, it's particular that I went all the way to the bi-weekly because this is essentially telling us that the downside is limited. Okay, team, so we are looking at a support grab right over here of the SMA 14. I do have to say that we would be a little bit in danger considering the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Okay, team, this would be the upper zone is the bullish control zone. The lower zone is the bearish control zone. Okay, the inner workings are the weakness percentiles, and we have the strength percentiles. All right, so the gravitational zone of the bear weakness is essentially down here. So that could also indicate that we can fail that SMA 14. Can't tell just yet. We're going to have to move on and observe price action as we go. But if you are curious over the price action, I will be keeping an eye on this during the live stream. So go ahead and tune in, and we'll observe whatever is happening there, right, team? So yeah, now with that respect, if we are looking, what's up, buddy? If we are looking at a temporary downside, that bi-weekly time frame is giving me only the notion that we may actually test right back down to 92 to 90 cents yet again. If that is the case, I don't see an issue here. I think that this would just I think this is honestly a pretty nice capitulation where we can gain a lot of people that haven't been long this asset and definitely benefit for a pretty nice upside and recovery here after this enormous overreaction, right, team? So I do want to remind you, please, please, please don't take anything of which I show and iterate within these videos as a form of financial advice, okay? I must say it like that, okay, team? Please consider that I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.